Not many people in the history of our game have made it to the All-Star game as a rookie, and really not a lot. We don't even have the list of how many guys have been voted in as a rookie. We know for a fact no rookie shortstop has ever been voted in except this guy, Jacob Wilson, joining us right here on A's Cast. When you hear that, no rookie has ever been voted in to play shortstop at the All-Star game. When you first found out that and you got announced, what were the feelings like?
Oh, I mean, you can't even describe them. They're just, it's everything you've, ever wanted as a baseball player to be able to hear those words. And, a countless amount of thank yous that, go out to the teammates, coaches, the people that you have in your corner on a daily basis. And, it was a crazy day for me. And, just super grateful, super thankful for this year so far. And, just being able to, really excited to take it in the second half.
We recently just had your father on to talk about you and the first half and everything. And he talked about how he leaves a message for you after most games, if not every single game. You guys talked a lot. What was that first conversation like? Because your dad was an all-star.
Yeah.
I know that means a lot to him in his career. Yep. What was that first conversation like with your father about you being in the all-star game?
Yeah, it was super cool. It was a great phone call. It was, it kind of reminded me of when I got called up for my debut. It's one of those phone calls that, you'll remember, for a lifetime. And, he was just like, hey, just enjoy the process. Enjoy the entire thing. For the rest of your life, you're gonna be able to call yourself, an all-star. That's something that he got to accomplish, and that's something that, I'm also blessed to be able to, say that I got to do in my career. So, those phone calls are always, great to have. I call him every day, every night, and just be able to, after all the, 3-4 months we just played, all the hard work, all the good nights, the bad nights, being able to, call him and tell him that, we're going to the All-Star game is it was a pretty special phone call for me, especially.
And you have very high expectations. I think that's something that also sometimes he's got to try and tamper down a little bit, but yeah. I feel like you expect all of this. Like, this is not shocking to you. This is what you expected.
Yeah, no, I definitely try to have high expectations, for myself on a daily basis. And, it's baseball. You're going to have good days, bad days. And, obviously as a player, you're getting a little down on yourself after bad nights. And he does a great job of, telling me all the positives, after games on, there's always something that you do good, throughout, whether it's a good at bat or you play good defense or,
wow, that was close.
A little foul ball. All right. But, no, it's just, it was great. It's great to be able to have him, being able to call me after games and really just take it day by day and enjoy it. It's a great season, great team we have here. So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
The young crew, as you guys like to call yourselves, this young group, what was it like? Because I think everybody's kind of been watching the voting, and it was trending that you obviously were going to get it. But once it was officially announced, what was it like with the young crew? What did they say to you?
It was pretty awesome. Just be able to, those are guys that I hang out with every day. Even off the field, those are my guys, and they were super happy, for me and my family, and just to be able to talk to them after it all went down was pretty cool to have this conversation. I wouldn't be in the position I am today, without guys like them who I get to enjoy being at the field with most of all. It's all about being able to enjoy the clubhouse. It's a big part of, this game, like not just on the field stuff, but they do a great job of, helping me enjoy the game off the field.
There was a little incident running down the baseline in New York, and Aaron Judge came over to talk to you and Bobby Crosby. And I was just thinking, most rookies, most veteran type players, they don't care on other teams, but they've noticed you. While you've been, we don't get to see everything that you do on camera, but have you noticed that the people in the game, especially veteran players or star-like players, have been following and they know what you've been doing this year?
Yeah. They, a lot of those guys, they get at second base, and, I get to have a little brief conversation with them. And, all these guys are always super cool to me. Being a young guy, you kind of, I wouldn't say, grow up, but, in high school and college, you watch these young players, come be stars in the game. And then when they get to second
played
base,
him on video games, let's be honest.
Yeah. Seriously, you played them on video games, and then being able to talk to them at second base, and they've always been super cool to me. Like, hey, keep doing your thing. Like, you're doing great. Keep swinging it. Like, it's awesome just to be able to talk to those guys and have those conversations and just being able to. It's kind of a wow moment for me when those guys get to second base, like Judge or just big name guys like that come to second base and they talk to me. It's like, all right, this is pretty cool for me. I really enjoy it.
How's the hamstring?
Doing good. It was just woke up one morning a little tight and went in the trainer's room. They did a great job of working on it throughout the entire day and good just get it knocked out of the way, get it loosened up, and now it feels great and ready to go tonight.
All right, the young crew continues to grow because we're looking at it going, we're going to start seeing a time where you got Sodi, Clark, Butler, throw in Colby Thomas now in the outfield. Infield, you're going to have Muncy, Geloff is finally back, which is great to see. Absolutely, I'm a big Geloff fan. Love him. Kurtz at first. Other than Rooker at DH and Langoliers behind the dish, they weren't drafted by the A's. All of these young players drafted by the A's. Have you thought about what that's going to be like?
Oh, yeah. We talk about it all the time, like just guys who got drafted into this organization. This is kind of the only team that they know. And we all get to be here playing, for the same team that drafted us in the big leagues. And, we're all young, so we all get to hang out. We either played against each other, in college or even growing up throughout high school. And it's pretty special to see the young talent that came up to the big leagues, with us and, succeeded. It's pretty awesome to just, see that, the future of this, club's in good hands with all the young guys that we have here. And we're excited to be a part of it. And we're excited to grow as a, team together and just go out there every day, enjoy it and play for each other and, hopefully play this game, with each other for a long time.
Yeah, I know there's been some ups and downs this year, but, you think about it, especially with the young players, at some point, this could be the first time you've ever really faced adversity.
Yeah.
It's the first time you've ever faced losing, but it's important that you guys learn to deal with it, grow and overcome it, and overcome it as a group. So let's end on this. Just tell us how close you guys are becoming as you're traveling together. Planes, hotels, buses. I mean, this is a group you guys are really starting to have those bonds that become special and become unbreakable.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely important. I think that's one of the main things is that you come to the field every day for X amount of hours, and then you go on the flight for a couple hours, and you're on the road at a hotel, and you kind of spend more time with these guys than you kind of do with your family at home. Like that's just how the game is. And in order for you to be a good team, you got to have good relationships that you enjoy having off the field, on the field, and just being able to get along with the guys that you share the field with every day. You spend so many hours with them. It's important to build relationships, build friendships that you could take onto the field and just go out there and have fun with each other. And I think that the losing streak earlier in the year is obviously and during the time it sucks, but I think it's definitely something that we get to learn from. When we're veterans down the line, we know how to get out of a funk like that and just go back to the roots and just enjoying the game and having fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, from the time you were drafted to when you're an A-ball to when you're AA, we've been having you on this show. We wanted to follow your journey all the way through because we told you were going to be a star. We knew it from day one that was going to happen, and now going to the All-Star game, I'm so happy for you. It's going to be a lot of fun when you walk into that clubhouse with the best guys in the game, and then you're going to take on the National League, and you're going to represent the Athletics, and you're going to do us proud.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see. So have fun in Atlanta, and congratulations. You now and forever are an All-Star.
Thank you so much.
The great Jacob Wilson right here on A's Cast Live.